This information is painful to find. Withstanding the comments on Reddit, this is, as far as I can tell, the best week-by-week breakdown of what you will be doing whilst at Sandhurst Military Academy. There is a pre-selection for Sandhurst called Main Board, done at Westbury, just south of Bath in the southwest. Taking 3 days, it covers both physical and mental evaluation. Attending is free, but the 3-day event is unpaid. It is also done by both regular and reservist officer candidates and is the first step in becoming an officer. The course at Sandhurst is split into 3 phases, each lasting 14 weeks. The first, or junior term, is broken down like so. In weeks 1 and 2, you are at the entry phase. Candidates have the expectations and ethos of the British Army explained and drilled into them, covering the basics of uniform, ranks, and military drill. It will be a crash course on everything Army. With this, there is a gradual scale up of the physical training to get cadets prepared for the rest of the program. Weeks 3 through 5 are the basics of drill and the basics of Army navigation. On the drill side, it will be marching in formation, basic calls and parade ground work, culminating in a test known as passing of the square. The land navigation, a number of field exercises will be undertaken along with classwork to get you up to speed. For weeks 6 through 13, they will consist of field exercises ranging from hours up to a 5-day exercise in the local area. In this, you will refine your field craft for weeks 3, 4, and 5. Cadets will also get a limited introduction to leadership basics in these weeks. You will also go through the basics of weapons handling with live fire testing on ranges, where cadets will get comfortable around guns. On week 14, your final week of Phase 1, it is mostly taken up by a 36-hour exercise in Wales called Long Reach. Cadets will use the skills honed in Phase 1 to navigate through a series of objectives in harsh and unforgiving terrain. Following the completion of Phase 1, you'll get 2 weeks leave along with the opportunity to do a variety of fun, adventurous training days. Back at Sandhurst for Phase 2, or the intermediate term, its focus mainly being on the academic development of leadership skills and basic tactics. I'm not including the time spent on leave as weeks, as the Army doesn't either, just to clarify. Weeks 15, 16 and 17 are purely academic, focusing on leadership skills, tactics, doctrine, international affairs, and leadership psychology. There is a focus on making officer cadets well-rounded and educated, so they will have a better understanding of their expectations in the Army. With weeks 18 through 23, cadets will continue larger field exercises along with planning their own. Field exercises will now be at the company level, not just a platoon, and cadets will get a greater opportunity to engage in leadership training than in the exercises in Phase 1. Weeks 24 to 28 are spent on the final academic stages, dotting I's and crossing T's, and getting the theoretical side of military planning all buttoned up, so cadets can get to applying it in practice. During this time, you will also begin the interview processes for the regiment or corps that you want to join once you pass out at Sandhurst. There will also be the last pre-planned field exercise. Following completion of this, you'll get another 2-week break, or you will complete the adventurous exercise you planned in week 19. Phase 3, or the senior term of Sandhurst, is where cadets will get the final polish, and will also finalise more advanced and targeted education, most of this aimed at the current goals of the Army. In weeks 29 through 34, it is the beginning of the more complex field exercises, now including live fire at a company level. Cadets take over most of this leadership at this time, and apply all of the skills learnt in Phase 2 in the real world. They will also now plan sporting and fundraising events as a way of putting all other skills to the test. Currently, they also look at requirements for peacekeeping and counterinsurgency operations, but this can change as the Army's posture and expectations from Parliament also change. With weeks 35 through 40 being used for any final correction and for cadets to learn from any of the mistakes made earlier in Phase 3. This being done by way of more live fire exercises. Cadets will also get their uniforms fitted and all of their final equipment issued and packed up, ready for them to move to their final units. Weeks 41 and 42 are the final 2 weeks and consist exclusively of tests to make sure the cadets can make it as officers in the British Army. In this evaluation, you will be tested on all aspects of the curriculum, and upon completion you will be badged and given the headdress of your chosen unit. In weeks 43 and 44, you will be preparing for the Sovereign's Parade, the final passing out ceremony, where all cadets will be promoted from officer cadet to second lieutenant.